लाल की जय, श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय. My humble pranams to each one of you, dear devotees. So nice to see you all here this evening. And those of you who have received the grace of the Lord, God and Guru, and felt that it would be graceful to be present in the satsang. You've come all the way from Fresno. And yes, to be in the satsang. But those of them who felt, why do I need satsang? I have had enough, and I can have enough on my own. They're not present here. It's very simple. Because my subject is on faith, that is why I began with this statement. But we will continue with the talk after we have done our prayers. We should pay our most humble obeisance at the divine lotus feet of our supreme divine beloved Lord before we proceed with any program. I know before you all started with your chanting, you all did your prayer, humble prayer, and before I would start my speech, I will again do a humble prayer to the Lord, and we all shall bow down, not only our heads, but our hearts and our minds, touching the divine lotus feet of our supreme divine beloved Lord, and humbly beg Him for His grace, that may enlighten us with the divine wisdom and lead us on the path of love and devotion, ultimately and finally leading us to our ultimate goal. We can only beg, and depending on how sincere our begging is, how deep our begging and longing is, we will receive the grace accordingly. We all shall fold our hands in the prayer mode. Take a good look at the divine form of our most beautiful Lord, adorned and ornated in the most beautiful manner on the altar. Take a good look at the divine form of beloved Gurudev. Close your eyes, capturing the form of the divine Lord in your hearts and minds. Visualizing the divine form of the Lord, that is doing Roop Dhyan, we all shall pay our most humble obeisance to our Lord, and then proceed further with the program this evening. Manatha Shri Jagannatho Madguru Shri Jagadguru Madatma Sarva Bhutatma Kripaluji Gurave Namah. Guru Raradhana Dishcha Guru Paramadaivatam Guru Partaram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Karaprasannam Premaswarupam Brajabhavayuktam Yogindramidhyam Bhavarogyavedyam Gurum Kripalum Pranamami Nityam. Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo vai vedanscha prahinoti tasmai tagvam ha devamatma buddhi prakasham mumukshur vai sharanamaham prapadye. Anand Kanda Satchidanand Shri Krishna Chandra Charanaravind Makaranda Milinda Mahanubhav, the blessed souls, eternal and divine. I have chosen a pad today. I'm wondering, should I sing it before or should I sing it afterwards? Maybe we will do the chanting of this pad before I speak, though it would make more sense afterwards, after I've given my talk. But I'm afraid if I start speaking, then I may not stop in time to chant properly. So if we do get the chance to sing again, we will sing it again. So let's pass this around. It's a pad from Prem Ras Madhira. If you've got your books with you, then it is from volume 1. If you've got your gutkas, then your gutkas would naturally just tell you where the pad is. It is in Siddhant Madhuri and it's pad number 24. Siddhant Madhuri, pad number 24 of Prem Ras Madhira. Are mana, hari hari jana, nahi doe. Here it is telling the mind, O mind, Hari, God, and Harijan, the saints, the God realized saints, the Sadguru. They are now two personalities. They are not two. They are not two different entities. One and the same personality is God and the God realized saint. Jahan Hari, tahan Hari Jan, or Jahan Hari Jan, tahan Hari, bilag na hoye. Wherever there is God, there is bound to be the God's form, which is in the guise of a Sadguru, of a Mahapurush, of a saint. And wherever there is the saint, there is bound to be God. You see the saintly form externally, but in reality, it is the Divine Lord. And wherever there is the Divine Lord, Himself present, He Himself personified present, then the saint is bound to be within Him. So God and the God realized saint, the Sadguru, the Mahapurush, these are the actually, in actual form, the true devotees. The word devotee, actually, in actual sense, is referred to these God-realized saints, the Mahapurush, in Sanskrit. In English, the word devotee would mean you and I, though we are aspirants, sadhaks, but we also refer to sadhaks as devotees. But when it comes to Sanskrit, it's a very precise language, a very perfect language. Each and every word would have its own meaning. There is no ambiguity or there is no confusion, there is no gray line. It's black and white. You know what this particular word would mean in that particular context. Though one word may have tens and thousands of meaning. However, in English, we do refer to ourselves as being devotees as well. The word is bhakta. When the word bhakta is said, Bhagavan, bhakta, bhakti. These are the three eternal, divine entities, one and the same. There is a fourth terminology, Guru. तो भगवान भक्त भक्ति गुरु चतुर नाम वपु एक There are 4 different names of one and the same entity, personality, God. Thus, God and God's devotees, that is the bhaktas, that is, these are the God-realized saints. The word devotee here means the God-realized saints, the Mahapurush. They are one and the same, and wherever Mahapurush is, there the Lord is. Where the Lord is, God is, there the Mahapurush is, within one another. They cannot be separated. Do rahat das doon ko maram na jane ko. Both remain constantly, eternally, and consistently in the seva of one another. Both. God is always in the seva of the bhakta, of the saint. And the saint is always engaged in the seva of God. That is why they are always together. And that is why the Lord says in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 29th verse, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyosti na priya, lekin ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya to maite teshu chapyam. For me, all are alike. I have no friends, I have no enemies, I have no likes, and I have no dislikes. There is no one who is more favorable to me than the other. But when it comes to my true devotees, bhaktas, my saints, the God-realized saints, the Mahapurush, the Sadgurus, then the story is different. Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya maite teshu chapyam. Those who are constantly engaged in my seva, they are devoted to me, dedicated to me, surrendered to me, these saints. I become the very servant, the very humble sevak of these saints. मैं उनका भजन करता हूँ, सेवा करता हूँ. So both are engaged in the seva of one another. Since do rahat das don ko marma na jane ko, nobody knows. In fact, not everybody would, and not many, even treading on the path of spirituality, would know of this secret. This is the divine secret, that both are in the seva of one another, dwelling into one another. One personality, 2 names, appearing to be 2 different personalities, but one in the same personality. One is in a guise as a Sadguru, as a saint, and the other is the original form as Godhead, as Bhagavan Ram, Bhagavan Krishna. Do kar upakar nirantar patitana man mal dhoye, and because they both are always desirous to serve and to please the other. Guru, the Sadguru, is always working towards pleasing the beloved. And the beloved Lord is always working towards pleasing the surrendered devotee, the saint, the Sadguru. Always they are working towards one another's happiness. There is no one else involved between God and the saint. They both are always engaged in doing seva to one another, in trying to please them and bring happiness to them. Thus, in this way, both of them par upakara nirantar patitana manamala dhoye. पर उपकार बचन मन काया संत सहज स्वभाव खगराया. Parupakar. Parupakar means, means others. So there is God, there is the saint, one in the same personality. Now the others would be the rest, whoever they are. Apart from the saint himself and God, then the others. And all these others who need to be graced, who need the guidance, the protection of God and Guru, who need the grace, who need to be uplifted, who need to reach to the goal. Their welfare is needed. They need the benefit from God and the God realized saints. These are all Maya-dhin personalities like you and I. We are also great personalities, aren't we? Yes, we are. We're all children of God. But we are under Maya, unfortunately. We are not with our divine beloved, the Supreme Personality. But we need to be graced, to be uplifted, and for our welfare, both God and God realized saints, they're always engaged in action, in gracing us. So, do kar par upkar, both of do means both are constantly and consistently bringing the welfare to whom? The patitana manamala dhoe, the fallen. Those of us who have averted ourselves from God and become Maya-dhin. So the Maya-tit personality, the saints, and Maya-dhishapati Bhagavan, both are working hard to bring us Maya-dhin beings, who are under Maya, to God. Trying to make us Maya-tit. We can't become Maya-dhish. Maya-dhish will be exclusively God Himself. So Maya-tit means beyond Maya. Trying to wash our accumulated sins, dirt, filth of Maya, of uncountable lifetimes, constantly trying to wash all the mal of aspatit, all the dirt, all the Maya, all the sins. Jal tarang do naam upadhi vastu tastu ik soe. Both the saint and God are like water itself, the ocean, or the river, the water, and the waves, the ripples. You can say there are two things with the two names, with the two forms. One, the form of the ocean water itself and the river itself, and the other, the form of the ripples, the waves. Waves or the ripples, taranga, is a different name, and jal or water is a different name. Two names, two forms, but it is the same tattva. The ripples or the waves that we see arising of this water is the same water. It's not separately coming from somewhere. Likewise, saint, we see the saint different, someone separate. It could be that the saint is slightly inferior to God. This is what the mind of ours may say, because it sees it slightly different or very different as a separate entity, personality, and God is a separate personality. We fail to see that it is the same river water, the ocean water, the same water, which has just arisen and taken a form of a wave or a ripple. It's the same God who has just taken this form as the saint. So it's the same, one and the same entity. It's not a separate power or Shakti. Thus, Jal Tarang Do Naam Upadhi. So the title and the name, Jal and Tarang. Jal means water, Tarang means wave. Vastu Tastu Ikasoe. But the entity is one and the same. They can be compared to water and waves, which though referred to differently are in fact one and the same thing. Pai Kripalu Hari Jana Rupi Hari, He so Swaratatoe. However, O mind, remember one thing, we are talking to our minds. O mind, remember it and remind yourself again and again of this and build your faith in this understanding and concept. Build it by constantly chanting, reminding, remembering this truth that God realized saints are one and the same, and in the words of Shree Maharaji, nevertheless, O mind, nevertheless, there is God, there is the God realized saint, two different names, two different entities as we see, the titles we see, the personalities we see as, but the Tattva entity is one and the same, it's one personality. There's no difference, they're inseparable, they're continuously, consistently in the seva of one another, trying to uplift and bring welfare to mankind, wash away our sins, etc. Thus, nevertheless, both being one and the same. From our point of view, O mind, from my point of view, O soul, from my point of view, as an individual soul trapped in Maya, and that too from my selfish point of view. This selfishness means not a bad selfish. This swart means not a very negative kind of selfishness. It is from the point of view of the selfishness of my soul's upliftment. To quench my soul's thirst, swa is Atma. Artha is the meaning. For the Atma's purpose, for the soul's purpose and goal. That means selfishly for my welfare and my benefit and my upliftment. Swaratha sach jiva kaha eha man krama vachana rama padaneha. Sacha swar, the true selfishness is that with man, with mind, with karma, with action, and with vachan means in words. Both, in all the three manners. To have deep love and affinity, devotion at the lotus feet of the divine. So, this is a true selfishness. For my true selfishness, for the upliftment of myself, for my welfare, for the soul's benefit, the saint, God who is in the form of a saint, God who is in the guise of a saint, is who is most important for me. Pai Kripalu Hari Jan Rupi Hari. Hari Janarupi Hari. Hari, God, who is in the form of a saint. Unhi se hi swarathatve, my selfishness, my benefit, my self-interest lies with the saint. Because God will only become accessible to me when my heart and mind and my entire antahakaran is all absolutely pure. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. But who do the purity of my impure heart? Who would wash away all the impurities? The saint. So from my point of view, it is the saint who is most important for me. But building faith in the saint, and then we will continue with the talk on faith more after we have done this chanting.
Hare Hare
सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। बोले लाडली लाल की जय। Dear devotees, this evening I started with this chant with the sole purpose of trying to build onto the meaning of the word Shraddha, faith, and then proceeding on the same subject of faith, I would later on talk about the miracles of faith. I know the word miracle itself is very heart-rending, isn't it? Something that we always wish to hear more about. Miracle of faith. Faith in itself, okay, I know. The miracles of faith. But no, I'm going to first talk on faith and then build onto the miracles of faith. All the scriptures right from the Vedas to the Ramayana, and not only the Vedic scriptures, but there were 11 major religions in the world, and all these scriptures that come from all these religions as well. If you talk about Christianity, and if you talk about Bible, by faith and faith alone embrace. Sorry, this is Alfred Lord Tennyson. By faith and faith alone embrace, believing where you cannot prove. This is just a writer. Then coming to the Bible, in the words of the Bible, once again it is said, we walk by faith. Faith is something very intensely talked about in the biblical philosophy and teachings. when we talk of the other religions, there is Buddhism, there is Islamism, all these religions, in all their scriptural descriptions, talk about the faith that is to be held in the heart. I'm not going to go into the details of all these different scriptures, coming back to the Vedas and the Vedic declarations, all the scriptures, and that is right from the Vedas to the Ramayana, the Upanishads, the Puranas. They talk about faith and they give the primemost and the foremost importance in the life of a sadhak, of an aspirant, to hold faith. Faith is of utmost importance. The foremost and the first requirement in the life of a sadhak, of a seeker, of a devotee, in our words. All the greatest of the God-realized saints, the sages, the Sadgurus, the Mahapurushas, have talked about faith to be of the utmost and the foremost importance. So the scriptures and the saints say that the most important and the very first requirement in the life of a devotee, of a sadhak, of a seeker, of an aspirant, is to have faith. Okay, what is this faith then? Can you define faith? Can you tell me? In my life, faith is most important. I'm still not God realized. Good, I'm a seeker, I'm an aspirant, I'm a sadhak. Can you tell me what this faith is? I think I have faith in God. Yeah, you may think. You're thinking, does it define the meaning of faith in true sense? Well, we'll find out. Faith simply means, in one word, hunger. Hunger. Bhuk, bhuk. Bhuk. Hunger. Hunger for God. God. Hunger for truth. Truth. Absolute truth. The deep longing, or the longing, even if it's not deep, say, hunger. How deep is your hunger will depend on you as an individual, but hunger itself is hunger, right? The deeper it goes, the better it becomes when you get what you're hungry for. So, it is hunger or longing for the divine, for the beloved, for truth, for realization, the ultimate realization, the ultimate goal, happiness. You may not say God, you may say happiness. The longing, the hunger for it. If there is no hunger, no longing for realization, for the truth, for the divine, then whatever the scriptures say, or whatever the saints would tell us to do, and the Guru says, will be heard from one ear and gone from the other. Or maybe gone from the same ear. It would never get into our systems, because there is no hunger. So, yeah, the scriptures say this. So what? The Guru tells me about the divine truth. But what? It doesn't sink in, it doesn't get absorbed, you don't take it in. Because of lack of faith, or no faith, no hunger. Just as no hunger, food is there, very delicious. You just say, lift your hands, palms up, fine. You walk away. There is hunger. If there is hunger, then you know. Even if it's not delicious, whatever it is, you just gulp it in. Swallow it. Faith, in simple term, is hunger for the divine beloved, for God, for realization, for truth. In fact, if there is no hunger, no faith, that is, then whatever the scriptures say, whatever the saints say, we would read those words of wisdom and pass our negative comments. We'd listen to the talks delivered by the saint, by the Sadguru, and we will pass a very negative comment. We'll think completely in contradiction against their words because of no faith. That is why the Vedas, right in the very beginning, the ultimate authority on all the scriptures, the Vedas say, Shraddhatsva, Tat Shraddhatsva, not once but twice. Same mantra, twice says, Shraddhatsva, Tat Shraddhatsva, cultivate faith. O souls, cultivate faith. Give birth to faith. Cultivate faith. The first and the primemost of importance is to cultivate faith. Again, the Srimad Bhagavad Gita speaks, Shraddhaval labhate jnanam. It's only when one has cultivated faith, has Shraddha, has faith, that is ardent belief, then alone, says 4th chapter, 39th verse of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Labh, will gain, will attain. That Shraddhavan, the one who has faith, holds faith, will attain, will gain the divine knowledge, the spiritual knowledge. Otherwise, there's no gain, no attainment. It will pass by. As I said, coming from one ear, going out from the other, or just passing by. No Shraddha makes no sense. The knowledge will not be attained by the one who does not have faith. 4th chapter, 39 verse for a reference. Again, Bhagavad Gita speaks in the words of the Supreme Almighty Lord Krishna. In the words of God, the Vedas say cultivate faith. In the words of God, again, Shri Krishna in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita says, Agyascha Shraddhadanascha Sanshayatma Vinashyati. 4th chapter, 40th verse. Due to ignorance, agyan, if one lacks faith, does not have faith, one will have doubt. Certainly, no faith, lack of faith has lots of room for doubt. Due to agyan, agyascha shraddhadanascha sanshayatma vinashrati. There is bound to be binash, destruction. That individual will suffer great fall, will be destroyed, ruined. There is no expectation, no hope for the person lacking faith to have any spiritual involvement. Skeptical-minded persons never progress in life. Be it spiritual life or be it even material life. You keep on doubting and doubting and doubting. Who'd want such a person? Who'd want to be around such a person? And what would that person gain in life? Always doubting. So skeptical-minded persons never progress in life. 4th chapter, 40th verse of Bhagavad Gita. The call for faith, most important. Adi Jagadguru Shankaracharya says, Shastra Guru Vakyeshu Dida Vishwasa. Shastra means scriptures. Guru is the God-realized saint, the Sadguru. In their Vakya, in what they speak and say. Dida Vishwasa, firm belief, is Shraddha, is faith. But it all starts with hunger. No hunger, no faith. Even if it is the slight hunger in the heart, a slight hunger, that would lead us, that little hunger, that little faith, or that little belief even, would lead us to the scriptures, to the saints. And when we will listen to those saints, read those scriptural declarations with that little faith or that little belief, we have some hope to grow into our faith. But with no hunger, no association is needed. Adau Shraddha Tatha Sadhu Sangot Bhajana Kriya. Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Rupa Goswami says, he gives 9 stages of devotion. I'm not touching those 9 stages today. Today I'm talking on faith alone, defining it, trying to give you a very brief but good understanding about Shraddha, about faith. Now, here in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Rupa Goswami is saying, Adu Shraddha. First, Shraddha, faith, the hunger. Then Sadhu Sangot Bhajana Kriya. Then Sadhu Sangha, association with the saint, with the Sadgurus. Then Bhajana Kriya, then performance of your sadhana, of your spiritual seva. And your commitment to do your sadhana. and then anartha nivritti, etc. Then the unwanted attachments, the sorrows would be decreased, etc. Followed. First, Shraddha, then saint, association with the saint, and the rest follows. Now, if we do have our little hunger for God, but if we do not have any hunger or any true proper understanding of the saint and God to be one in the same personality, then when our hunger is going to take us, that little hunger, that little faith in God is going to take us to a saint, to a Sadguru, we are not going to gain any knowledge and any benefit from that saint because our minds lack the faith that God and saints are one and the same personalities. For that reason I sang this particular pad. And also to tell you that devotion is the only answer, the only medicine to the disease of Maya. The only answer to the cure to our mental sickness. Manasa rog hai sab mein lakhi biralan pai. We're all diseased by the disease of Maya, starting from moha. मोह सकल व्याधिन कर मूला तेहिते पुनि उपजहि बहु सूला काम वात कफ लोभ अपारा क्रोध पित्त नित छाती जारा प्रीति करहि जो तीनों भाई तो उपजहि सन्निपात दुखदाई etc. So what is this moha? Attachment due to ignorance in Maya world. Number one, starting with the body. I am the body. And then from there we start everything related to the body's mind. So this moha, this attachment, this Maya attachment, this Maya attraction, the root cause of all the diseases and sicknesses, leads to the materialistic desires. And those desires, if are fulfilled, it leads to greed. And not fulfilled, it leads to anger. All the selfishness, everything, due to this moha. Now the one answer, the one cure, the one medicine for this problem, for this sickness, for the disease of Maya is bhakti. Raghupati bhagati sajivana muri lekin anupan shraddha atiruri. Devotion to God is the answer to all our problems, all our sufferings, all our diseases. It would put an end to all the pain. However, you and I may say we practice devotion, but do you practice devotion with the condition which is of most importance to be added to the devotional practice first? What is the condition? Faith. Faith. Anupan Shraddha Atiruri, with complete Shraddha, faith. Start the practice of your devotion. Start the practice of your devotion. Otherwise, no benefit, no gain. Just as in the Ayurvedic medicine especially, when there is a medicine to be taken for a sickness, for a disease, then the doctor would say, the Ayurvedic doctor would say, now this medicine needs to be taken exclusively with honey. And this medicine should be taken with a ginger juice. And this medicine is to be taken with water. Now in the allopathic medicine as well, when you take this medicine, make sure you don't take any orange juice. Especially when you're taking your blood pressure medicine. You are not supposed to take grapefruit juice. It would kill you. fruit juice. People who don't know, they keep on taking their medicines with these wrong stuffs, and they muddle it all up, and their whole body gets muddled up, and then the life gets muddled up. So, they create more pain. Likewise, there are certain medicines that you take, especially with your cold, etc., or antibiotics that should not be taken with milk. But when we don't know how we are to take that medicine, then we will do it the wrong way. Likewise, this medicine of bhakti is the only one way to deal with all our problems. Devotion, divine love devotion. However, it needs to be taken with faith, done with faith. If you minus that one out, everything will be wrong. Adverse effect. This is what this particular verse states here. Raghupati Bhagati Sajivan Muri. However, Anupan Shraddha Atiruti. Again, faith, then association with the saint. Remember. And then Lord Ram is saying, in the 9 steps to devotion, Pratama Bhakti Santana Kari Sangare, kahan se sat santan sanga. Association with the saint is the first step to devotion, but that association with the saint should come first with the faith. No faith and association with the saint, then everything will go ulta, adverse, opposite. Shree Maharaji said that when he was honored with the title of Jagadguru Dham by Kashi Vidvat Parishad in 1957, then he started, and that was at the age of 34. And Maharaji started touring all over India. He was touring even otherwise, but then now as a Jagadguru, he would be delivering lectures throughout the year, 11 and a half months, except for that little period of Holi, when it come back to Mangar. So all year round, Maharaji is going around the entire nation, India, delivering talks. And anywhere and everywhere he would go, wherever Sri Maharaji would go, prior to Maharaji arriving there, there would be the people distributing flyers all over against Sri Maharaji. Everywhere, wherever Maharaji would go. And the flyers would say, what kind of Jagadguru is he? Number one thing, we are so foolish, and everyone is such a fool in the world, and yet we all try to look for a saint, a guru, according to our own concepts. And in this case, the flyers were all against Sri Maharaji, saying, what kind of guru, Jagadguru is he? Why doesn't he sit on a Jagadguru Singhasan, the Jagadguru throne? Because that's what the tradition is. And that's what always has been the tradition with the 4 other prior Jagadgurus. So things would go against. No faith in him. No faith in him. So keep on saying whatever negative things one wants. So it will all come in the flyers like that. And then devotees over a year said to Maharaji, for 1 year all this drama kept on happening. And then the devotees said to Maharaji, all the devotees got together and said, Sri Maharaji, why don't we just have a Singhasan made? Yeah, to shut their mouths up. Just let's do it. Sri Maharaji said, if it's your wish, okay. And as soon as they got this okay from Sri Maharaji, in Kanpur, the Singhasan was made. And now the Singhasan, this throne of a Jagadguru, is made for Maharaji in Kanpur, Singhasan. Now, everywhere Sri Maharaji would go, wherever Maharaji would go, the Singhasan would travel with him. There has to be 6 people carrying it. It's a silver throne. It can't be just gone like that. So there are 6 people carrying this Singhasan. And wherever Sri Maharaji would go, the Singhasan would be first put there, and then Sri Maharaji would walk on the stage and sit on the Singhasan and deliver the talks. Again, the flyers are distributed against Sri Maharaji. What kind of Jagadguru is he? Seated on this grand throne, he gives talks. Can't he just sit without sitting on the throne and give lectures? Either way, problems. That's the way the world is. If you lack faith, then no matter what one says, if you don't have faith, if you don't hold faith in Gopeshwari Devi, no matter what I say, what your ears want to hear, what it doesn't want to hear, both ways you are going to criticize. And if you have faith, then no matter what is said, faith. Huh? I hold faith in my master. Faith is a very strong thing. It's not what you and I understand it to be. So lacking faith is where all the negativities start to creep in. The questions start to creep in against the saint, against the scripture. Then how can we progress further when we stop there? So Maharaji finally and ultimately said, right. In 1957, he was honored as Jagadguru. In 1961, after 1 year of the Singhasan was made, Maharaji sat on it, delivered talks, and people were still, criticizing, condemning, not happy. Okay, fine. Maharaji says, during the time when India-China war broke out in 1961, and China captivated the territory, Kailash part of India, Himalayan ranges, then Sri Maharaji during that time just gave the Singhasan, donated the Singhasan in the defense fund of India in Lucknow. And when he gave it to the defense fund in Lucknow, he also put a condition and had it written that until and unless China gives back the territory it has captured to India, I will not sit on a throne and deliver talks. I'll not sit on a Singhasan. The silver throne was all donated. China till this day has not given us back. And now Sri Maharaj has left us. But they broke a war and got this, captured this territory of ours, so why would they give it back anyway? So Maharaji, in a very clever manner, had it all written. So, Bawali Chutti, now I'm freed from this bondage at least, of throne and relieved, Now people cannot talk about it, why he doesn't have it, why he has it, but he had it and he donated it. So, if one lacks faith, then no matter what you do and what the saint says and does, it will always be questioned. Faith alone can do welfare for us, can benefit us. Lack of faith or no faith is only going to destroy us. Now coming to what in hardcore meaning, giving an example what a faith is. Lord Parshuram, this is the Supreme God himself, but again, his saintly form. His saintly form, his Ansharup. Not God himself with his godly form is coming on this earth, descending on this earth, but his Anshswarup. In other words, in the guise of a saint, say. He himself appeared on this earth, descended on this earth before Lord Ram came. Before Lord Ram descended. After Parshuram comes the Supreme Almighty Lord in God's form as Ram. But Parshuram is also God. He's also Bhagavan Parshuram. However, he is not in the form of fully fledged God. Right? So God in the garb of a saint. Put it this way. He was born of Jamadagni. His father's name was Jamadagni, a great God-realized saint. That is the house the Lord chooses to come, to descend as Bhagavan Parshuram. Now when Bhagavan Parshuram, Lord Parshuram, left to Kailash, chose Lord Shiva as his own guru, got all the knowledge with his complete faith in Lord Shiva, and now comes back. As he's returning home, he sees his father sitting in a little hut all by himself in this jungle area, forest area. He is not with anyone. And he is very sad. Lord Parshuram reads this on the face of his father, in the eyes of his father. But he bows down to his father, asks, why father is seated here? Why is he so sad, etc. The father says only one thing. You've got three other brothers, siblings. There were 4 sons. I asked your other 3 brothers to do something for me, and they refused it. Now, Jamadagni was not only the father, but also the guru of all the 4. Just like we've got Diris and Bayas, whose father is Shree Maharaji and whose guru is also Shree Maharaji. So like this, all the 4 children, their guru is their father. So it's not the instruction coming from only the father, but the guru as well. So holding faith in your father or holding faith in your guru would lead you to do what the guru or the father instructs. Now, the 3 brothers failed to follow the instruction. So, Jamadagni Rishi said to Parshuram, now you have come back. Will you carry out that instruction of mine? Bhagwan Parshuram said, if it is in my power, I would certainly do. My Gurudev, my father. And he was asked and instructed by Maharishi Jamadagni, by the father, by the Sadguru, by his guru, behead your mother right now. And this is the instruction I had given to the 3 brothers, and they decided to do this without a second's thought and a question, holding absolute faith in his father, who is his guru, knowing the powers of his guru, knowing the divinity of his guru, with the axe that Bhagwan Parshuram carries, that's his weapon, given to him by Lord Shiva, his Parshu. He immediately beheaded his mother. Instantly. Faith. Faith. Do you hold this kind of faith? Question yourselves. Come back tomorrow to listen to then what happens to this mother. If you never come back, you'll never get to know the real meaning of faith and why I told you this story. And you will go back thinking and sleeping it's a naughty thing. But when you come back, you'll know how great it is. How virtuous this deed was. So we'll see you all tomorrow. Bole Ladli Lal ki Jai. Shrimad Sadguru Sarkar ki Jai. Sorry, tomorrow is Mother's Day.
Yes.
But I will still continue a little bit, maybe. Oh, what is Sarina saying?
I said, you definitely, it's Mother's Day and she's beheaded now.
So we need to go to that. That's very good. I'll carry on with the Mother's Day. Okay. Now, I think I've done enough kirtan for today. Manish, we'll do the aarti and then we will do, we'll do more kirtans as the prasad is going on. No, you want a 5-minute kirtan?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do a 5 minutes kirtan. Jai Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jai 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 Shri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jai 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 Shri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jai 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 Shri Radhe, Jai Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe
बोले श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। जय श्री जगद्गुरु गुरुवर की गाओ मिले आरती रसिक मर की। गाओ गाओ मिले आरती रसिक मर की। गुरु पद लखमणि चंद्रिका
Hare
बोलिए श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। शाश्वती भास्वती श्रीमती सौभाग्यवती भगवती मैया की जय। प्यारी प्यारी अम्मा की जय। जय जय